Good evening, ma'am. So today I'm gonna explain my code and the output. First, I go to command and create the project. So Prelim, create the file at the latest, and then the name of my project is student directory, and I choose React and JavaScript. So after I got the domain or the local host, I I open my visual and open the project or my folder. So the name of my folder is student directory. In here, inside the source, I created a components folder. So in component folders, I have the button JSX, button component, registration form component, student card component, student counter component, student list component. So and button component, I have the function button. So it has variable text that is on click and then return. So this one button, then type on click, and then the text, and then export default button. So in registration form, I have the import useState from React. So I import the useState because here in registration form, I'm gonna use the useState and import the button from button. So the button will be used this here too. So I have the function registration form and, and value of add student and constant name, set name, use state. So I use state so that the data can be updated or changed anytime. So first the name, use states, it's blank, constant email, set email, use state blank, constant course, set course, use state blank. So and some functions handle submit. I have here E and then E prevent default. So this one means if if the form submitted the browser will not be reload, so it will automatically uh, update without reload of the browser. So if name, so here I have the condition that if name is blank, email is blank, course is blank, then it will alert please fill all fields, then return. So pag blank if walagi type or input ang user, it will alert please fill all fields. And I have here the create object, which is the name, email in course, and the set name blank, set email blank, set course blank. So this one will be used in forms that the user will put input. So here I have the form. So in form I have the on submit, handle submit. So if so kanig call ni ang kaning function uh, handle submit. So in input have text the placeholder which is student name because it's this the ring aside is the name. So on change e equals greater than set name a target value. So if the username type their names, then it will it will go to here and set name. So dara mapadala ang value sa set name. Same with the email. and value email which is ang value niya di ba ang value niya is email. So kikuan lang siya tawag ni inani and on change set email pod same sa name ang gi-input diri kay mo mo padulong sa or mao ang nasa set email. Same with the course and then I have the button so the text which I in button I have the text here text and the type which is the type is submit so here and then export default registration form. So in student card I have the function student card the student the index and the student. So here this this will display the each student name email course for example Leandro ang email leandro@gmail.com course base IT. So mana na card na siya so bali usa na siya same if mag-add na pag another so it ha kung mag-add na pag another uh, student so it will have Cedric kunyari gmail.com base IT so bali mura na siya group. So here dire display ang name sa katong gi-input sa user, ang email, ang course, and have button if ang type is button. So on click, if I click ang button, it will go to delete student index or the function that will be explain ako later. Here in student counter, so I have function student counter count return total students count. So kani siya mo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there if pila if pila ang nag-register nga student. If wala pa, it will 0 pa. So export default student counter. So in here in list, so this will be to display the student. So have the function student name students and delete student. So return student map. So para sa ito kung ano yung map ah katong gitopic na last meeting is we use map to display the student. So here is student map, student index, student card, the, the key index, the student, the index, and then uh, the delete student. Tapos export default student list. So here in apps is here in app. So this one, import nag-import ako used it because there is a app just is magamit React ay magamit og use dates and import app CSS because tanan CSS ani is nasa app CSS and then import registration form of course the components import also the student list function from student list components same with student counter from component student counter. So we have here the default function app. We have constant student set student use date so uh it's blank array because if if mag add og student then it will go to this array and then we have function add student so if student will add it then it sets students and then function delete student index so here maani katong if add to the pit dari ay dari so here if mag click niya to delete student then it will go to the function delete student, then it will execute this one. So constant update student filter lang I equals greater than I equal equal to index. So for example, if I click the specific student, ang katulad lang ng student ang ma-remove or ma-delete, and then set students, update students. So auto ma-update ang students, and then return here mo ni ang maputang sa on display sa browser, which is we have the dev. So nag-dev na ko siya for design para grupo sila para matarong sa pag-design. Then uh, we have the title, which is student directory, then the student counter, which from student counter component dato we have the count student dot then. So here diri mo display ang diri mo add o pila ka students that basta ba ni nga i i-forward or i-send yan dito sa i-send yan dito sa student counter. So this one. So pag nanay sulod paingon siya sa student counter, total student 3 sa count. So display na siya dayon. And we have the registration form. So here we have the add student. This will so money mo this show tungkol sa registration form ito. Email user input, name, email, and also the button here in student list. So this one to katong display ang student list gamit ang map. So students, delete student, and delete student, and then export default map. So mga things is niya. So money ang upload mo. So money total count 0 pa. Student name is down. So if mag-click the student, so ni kawasong alert nga please fill out all fields kanipod kung mag-add student ko di fan ko siya daringan required siya nga email siya dapat. So add student. So here magawas ang kwan ang name, Gmail ug course. So nadungagan na ang total student. So 1 para so mo ni nag-display na siya tulo. And if I delete this one, delete na ko ni job ito. So auto nawala na siya, and the total numbers is 2 na lang nabili. So for example, delete ko na ito na so nabalik ko siya total, so is 1. So this X na to is ano ang para parent component nga gamani sa students data using use states, and the registration form. This will collect the inputs, and since the new student object to there is a apps JSX through add student, tapos ang app students dayon ma-store din sa objects in the students array. Then the student list monitoring receives the array as then it will display each student using student card. So money student card, and then the student counter also receive the total number of students nga na display din. Tas if the ito ba sa ma-delete na ang students, the delete student function ito na diri sa AppJSX will execute, and then mo auto automatic dayon siya og delete, then ma-remove din siya sa list, and and auto-ma-update din ang student counter og ang display sa display sa diri sa student list. So, automatic yung